This one came in from Joe5702 from YouTube. Joe, I got you. I told you I got you. And Joe said, my submissive and I have established a safe word, but she never used it during negotiations, so I kept pushing for answers. Would it be worth doing it in a more relaxed environment or keep her on her knees in front of me like I did this time? And then in the second comment, he said, I tried it again and did it in the same sort of way by having her kneel in front of me, but had the same result as she went shy and bashful again and kept looking away like she did before with very much the same body language. I'm not sure if my pulling her back by her chin to look at me is a distraction. I know she loves physical touch and it sinks her into subspace really easily. I don't think that was an issue, but I'm not sure. I love this question. Joe, very, very sweet. So the context here is Joe has a submissive that they're going through a negotiation process. And it sounds like the first time they had a negotiation, we were in our full dynamic that was already established up until that point. We had this cute little sweet, shy submissive on her knees as we're negotiating, as we're getting all up in your face, as we're asking some really intense questions. And she can't handle herself and she's just all over the place. And so what do we do with that? Is it appropriate in a negotiation to allow that submissive to be shy and bashful and look away and kind of deflect a little bit and keep kind of bringing them back? No, baby, look at me kind of thing. Or is that too much subspace activation and it's going to actually cause the negotiation to be ineffective? That's the question I'm hearing. So I love this question. I think this is a great question. And here's my answer. If the goal is answers, the approach and environment should facilitate that. Okay? If the goal here, you legitimately need answers, okay? You're legitimately negotiating some really intense things and you legitimately need some answers, then the approach and the environment surrounding the negotiation should reinforce that. So if this already very, very soft, sweet, open, vulnerable, shy, bashful, submissive is so stuck in subspace and blissed out and I can't even hardly formulate a sentence because I love my dominant and he has me here on my knees and this is so much and I'm so excited. Like if she's in that space, no, you're not going to be able to get the data and the answers that you need from her. It's just not going to work. So you need to cater the approach and the environment to facilitate your end goal. Because subspace, if she's actually getting into subspace in those moments, that's a block to fully conscious and present answers. So if she's that open and vulnerable and shy and bashful, then I would say if your goal is logical data and answers and you're trying to dig in and she's not keeping up with that, she's just so blissed out and all of that, then you need to adjust. And I would say, don't bring her on her knees. It's not a formal dynamic at that moment. And reduce the perceived power gap. You can bring it back, after the negotiation. But if the goal is, I need this data in order to move forward, and I need you, sweetie, I need you to be present, and I need you to focus. Like, we can't get her blissed out. We can't keep her on her knees in subspace in order to accomplish that. But again, if, part of this negotiation process is seeing her reactions to when I put her on her knees, seeing her reactions when I ask her to take a certain position, seeing her reactions when I speak to her in a certain way, seeing her reactions when she is getting shy and bashful and I'm pushing, and she's still, and I bring her back, seeing those moments and watching for that shift. If that's part of the goal, then you gotta play with that. You gotta maneuver that. So really, my friend, it's what is the ultimate goal and how can you most effectively reach that goal? That makes sense?